Hey everyone, this is Rachel and welcome to another scrapbooking process video. If you hang out until after the video is through, there are always detailed shots of my current layout. Let's get going! Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of Product Placement, my series with Kelly Oblak. This month we are working with flair, which is a favorite embellishment of mine, so not a hard thing to do. I am also going to be working with a cut file because I finally managed to get my silhouette to start working properly, so yay me. And Ms. Xanthi is trying her darndest to join us here for this particular layout. She has tried to jump up about, 4 different times. So for those of you who don't know, I normally scrapbook in my living room, but because of various things happening at my house over the next couple of weeks, I've set up a temporary scrapping area in my dining room. So I'm basically just pulling out what I need along with like my stuff that sits above me. I talk about the fact that I keep a little basket above me with some particular stuff and just stuff that is self-contained. So I have like my tool caddy, and I have the container I use to hold all my thickers, stuff that I can literally put away in 10 minutes just because of some things that are going on. So while I go on to that tangent, let's roll it on back to the layout. As I said, I have this cut file, and this is actually from Paper Issues. It's a free cut file they have in their store, and it's something about zinnias. I just thought it was super pretty, and it went well with the pattern paper I'm going to be using. This paper is from Crate Paper here and there. I did not buy any of this collection. Excuse me. Oi. I just bought this one piece of paper, and that's pretty much because it's almost exactly like a shirt I happen to own, and I had just taken these photos right before Crate Paper released this line. So I thought it was kind of like, oh my gosh, I should totally get that paper and then scrapbook these photos with that paper, and totally awesome. It turned out when I took the photo, this shirt is actually not this color. It's much lighter. It's actually closer to the color in the paper, but so I was just pointing out that Xanthi was being obnoxious, and to be fair, she's going to be obnoxious throughout this entire video. So if you're one who does not care for animals in the videos, please go on to the next video because she is here almost the whole time. So as part of the zinnia cut file, it also included this Love This that I cut out both the letters and then the outline. I'm not going to end up using it, but I did consider it, so I just wanted to show you this. So I'm going through my box of flair, and I'm picking out ones that have the orange and the pink, and then I pick out one that has orange and pink flowers and then green leaves. So I pick out another one that has a similar style, and then I also decide to bring aqua into it, more because I really just wanted to use that aqua one with the ampersand on it than anything else. But I'm like, well, the couch is aqua teal colored, so it totally works. I gotta love my reasoning sometimes. Okay, so I'm starting to glue this down, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. And finally I realize it's actually going to be easier if I trim off the part that hangs off before I do it. Luckily, there's a bit of stick. I'd used a brand new mat, so there was quite a bit of stick on the back side of this cut file. So I was able to trim it off, no problem. I definitely, a little bit, I was kind of pointing around thinking about doing this offset and then having pieces on other parts of the layout, and that's what I do end up doing. So I do love the way this looks offset, and now I'm going to go ahead and actually glue it down. I will cut away from that because holy moly, talk about boring. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more glue because I definitely wanted to make sure this had enough glue on it because not a ton of it was going to be covered, just part of one corner with my photo and then just the inner circle part with the flare. So now I'm deciding where the cut file that's going to hang over on the left-hand side is going to go, and I'm going to trim that off as well, and then Xanthi's going to try to steal that paper because she's an obnoxious brat. But you'll see now she's chewing on that little remnant piece. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing once again, cutting away because of boredom. And here we go. I've got that second piece all set. And I think to myself, you know what? I think I have enough of this cut file left that I can add a third section in the upper right hand corner, and I am correct. So I'm just going to see where my photos are, because if I'm going to have that up there, I definitely want it so that it is under one of those photos, and it turns out super good. So I was very happy with the way it turned out. It looks very pretty. I'm very happy with it. And so when I got this piece of paper, and I was like, oh wow, this is really super bold, because my first thought was to just use it as a background piece, but I was like, she ate my ATG once again, so I had to go and fix it. Ugh, grr, Xanthi. Anyway, back to my shirt. Sorry, she's on the floor, and when I said her name, she kind of looked at me. Um, with my shirt and the background paper as a whole, it was kind of like super overpowering, so that's when I decided to go the cut file route. So I am once again picking out my flair. I'm trying to vary the different sizes. So these flair, some of them are ones I made from a 6x6 paper pad. Some are ones from just various companies. The small ones are from an older Dear Lizzie collection, and then the medium ones are from Felicity Jane. Before I glue those down, I want to do my title in that circle. So I'm starting off with these Maggie Holmes gold cursive ones, and that's going to be the words "and we." Now, it is very hard to see on the screen. I promise you they are perfectly visible in real life. I know sometimes just because of the reflections of the lights, metallic things can be harder to see, but I promise you, in real life, totally visible. And she's still trying to be obnoxious, so I apologize for that. I am picking out these Delight thickers as the last font I'm going to use for the word cuddle. Now, seeing it here, I think I'm going to go back and shift the word cuddle to the right about a quarter of an inch. Once I get the flare on, there's just this weird gap after the letter E that is bothering me, but I did not realize it was bothering me until I watched this video back. But it is. Okay, so you'll see with the flare, I'm using these Stampin' Up! Dimensionals for some of them, and then my ATG for others. The Felicity Jane flare comes flat-backed, so I don't need to add any extra height to it. The ones I made and then ones I got from Etsy or some other shops are concave on the back, so I need to add a little extra height to them in order to be able to glue them down. So I'm just continuing on, and that one right there that says perfect. Oh, it's so cute. That was one of the reasons I wanted to bring in the other ones that had the green on them, because I really wanted to use that green perfect flare. So I had to bring in an extra flare because, and that's why I picked extra ones, because I wasn't sure once I glued them down whether or not there would be enough room. I decided to finish off with that You and Me one because, hello, super cute to have that right on the picture of me and Xanthi. So I'm trying to decide if I want to put flare in that upper left-hand side, because to bring the flare more up as it flows, but also just because I want to use more flare. So I'm going to repeat that one color, the coral and white polka dot, a Felicity Jane one. And what I'm looking for now is one that has either blue or aqua in it, because I have that blue and the aqua in the lower right hand corner. I want to be able to have that in the upper left hand corner as well. I do finally find a couple, and then I have to play with Xanthi for a second. And I'm going to go ahead, and rather than do it in a triangle form, I'm going to do it in a straight line down the left-hand side of that upper photo. That bottom one says, oh sugar, what does it say? Something about my heart is full or something along those lines. Very cute. I have these stickers. These are from an older Studio Calico kit, like really old, like 2013, 2014, which I know isn't super duper old, but in the scrapbooking supply world. It is. And I had it sitting on my desk from a previous project, and I thought, oh, these are the right color tones. So I will go ahead and put those on. I have that uh, moment one down at the bottom, and then I have my very minimal journaling, which is just about sometimes with Xanthi, as in with other cats, you have to have enforced cuddling time, whether you want to or not. And that was particularly in this case. Xanthi decided we were going to cuddle, and there were no other ways about it. I did also add on that upper label the words fall 2017 because that's approximately when these photos were taken. And I'm finishing off this layout with some Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine and then some Shimmer's Mist in Night Moves. I'm doing very small amount of the black, and that is going to be my layout for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure you check out Kelly's take on using flair in her one. The description, the link to that will be in the description box below. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.